Hey guys, gonna review a TV series now. It's been a while since last uploaded, but I'm gonna try and start watching films and uploading again soon. So I've decided to go ahead and review the show that's currently playing, called Under the Dome. It's a series based off of a Stephen King novel with the same name, and with it being Stephen King, he's a very famous horror writer. I was surprised that the show isn't really horror, but it is at the same time. And I've been watching it, and I do enjoy it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm glad it's been renewed for season 2. I think I'll still be watching, because you get a lot of people who think, right, this is my last episode, I'm bored of it. People complain like that, but I'll stick with a show if I start watching it usually, unless it gets really bad. So yeah, as I said, it's not really a horror series, but the book is originally written by Stephen King, which I've not read. I don't even own. I don't have much Stephen King, to be honest. I'm not a massive fan. But from what I've read online, there's a lot of changes from the book to the series or whatever. That's something that something a lot of people are complaining about, and also praising the show for kind of steering away from the book. Obviously, with there being a season 2, it's going to have to veer massively away from the book. So I'm going to have to guess that if you've seen the book, it doesn't mean that the TV show isn't worth watching, because it's going to be completely different. It's probably just going to have the same characters and the same setting or whatever. I'll be interested to see how they can make this show last for 2 seasons, or even further on, because it does seem like a kind of a mini series, something that can only have such a run, it can start a certain run. The show itself, if I had to compare it to another show, and I've seen a lot of people saying this, and we thought it straight away, me and Katie, is that it's very similar to Lost. And Lost is a show I am a massive fan of, an absolute massive fan of. I've got the box set, the complete box set, which cost like 70 quid or something stupid like that, but I bought it anyway, and I've watched it quite a few times, and I love it. Like the large cast, you don't know who's going to survive, and that kind of thing. And that's something that you get with Under the Dome. It's got a huge cast, and I was trying to think to myself, who's the main character? And there isn't really one. I'd say perhaps it could be a character called Big Jim, played by, I forget his name, but Hank in Breaking Bad, who... I started watching Breaking Bad recently as well, and that is a fantastic show, one of my favourite ever shows, and Hank in that is probably one of my favourite characters, and as soon as I heard that he was in this show, I was sold. I decided to watch it. It also has other characters called Barbie. He's okay, but I don't really like him. He's kind of like a criminal. He's a stranger in town, that kind of thing. He's one of the other main characters. And the other, I forgot her name, is a reporter. Do you know her name?
Oh, I forgot.
I've completely forgot. But yeah, there's that many names. I'm still struggling with names at the moment, and there's a lot of characters in there who aren't very filled out, aren't very well developed, and stuff like that. But anyway, there's the main reporter. She's like a ginger woman. She's like, her husband, she basically thinks he's missing, or on the other side of the dome, and it turned Barbie has in fact killed him. I think it was the first scene of the overall series anyway, so that's not a spoiler or anything. But she doesn't know that, and he's kind of moving in with her and stuff like that. So basically it takes place in Chester's Mill, and out of nowhere this dome just falls, and it completely separates this little town from the rest of the world. And basically they have to survive inside the dome, and there's 13 episodes, I think. Yeah, there's 13 episodes in season 1, and then there's another 13 going to be in season 2, which got confirmed a couple of weeks ago, so I was happy to hear that. Overall production wise, it's a decent show. There's some CGI, especially with the there's a certain cow scene that's very CGI, and then I don't mind CGI, to be honest. I mean, it's not got a massive budget to show, but obviously there's some production value in there. There's a lot of animation, a lot of CGI, stuff like that, especially with the dome. Sometimes it looks like they do use glass, perhaps, for certain scenes, but there's a lot of animation with where the border is, because it kind of cuts into the earth. Well, basically, the storylines in Under the Dome kind of follow these characters as they kind of try and work out what's going on, why it's here, where it's come from, stuff like that, and just trying to survive everyday life, which is looking at supplies, there's looting, there's murder, stuff like that, and there's a manhunt in one episode. The second one, it's called Fire, stuff like that, and there's some really interesting plots in there. For me, a bad point was I think it took too long for the show to kind of descend into anarchy. I mean, as soon as the dome come down, as soon as people realised it was kind of permanent, you would start looting and rioting, but that took quite a while to happen, and I think that people's reactions wasn't too realistic. They didn't seem too bothered. I think 2 days after they'd been separated from the world, they was out in the cafe as normal, and that's just something. One thing I've experienced already, just in 7 episodes in, is that they're not afraid to kill characters, and there's been, I'd say, 2 shock deaths in there, and they're really effective and really shocking, and really One of them was really brutal, the other one was kind of like a sad death kind of thing. And it's a kind of show where if you're rooting for someone, you don't know if they're going to survive. They'll be put in situations where you just don't know. Other characters, there's Big Jim's son called Junior. He's a psycho teenager basically, and he kidnaps his girlfriend and keeps her locked in the bunker. Now, I liked that storyline, but a lot of people did criticise it, but I liked it because it's kind of more a horror theme, and there's not enough horror themes really in this TV series to class it as a horror, even though I think people are just kind of calling it a sci-fi horror. It depends who you ask, probably. But yeah, that was more of a horror theme, more of a darker theme to it, and very Kingish, I must say. From what I've heard, I mean, I'm not a King expert, but from what I've heard of King, it does seem like very fitting for him. Worth also mentioning, I'm trying to think, the viewership as well is pretty good. I think the first episode was like 13 million people watched, and it's been kind of dropping and rising. It's around about 11 million averaging at the moment, so it doesn't seem like it's going to get cancelled. I hope it doesn't, because that's one thing with American shows, they can get cancelled mid-run if the viewership isn't good enough, I think. Also I've been led to believe, which for me is really shocking. It's kind of like, up until this point, I've never really wanted to watch TV series that are starting to air in case you just get cancelled, because I don't want to get attached and committed to a TV series only for it to get cancelled, and you never know what happens at the cliffhanger of an episode. Something that I do not like about Under the Dome is they don't always have the best cliffhangers to really make you think, oh, I really want to watch this. So I can see why a lot of people wouldn't be that bothered about catching the next episode, or won't be dying to watch the next episode because the cliffhangers aren't always brilliant. There's been some good episodes and some bad episodes as well, and I must say, like, overall, well, not bad episodes, but less enjoyable ones. And there's a lot of stuff in it that you think, well, why did that happen? Or why didn't people do that? And it's something you have to put up with. It's not going to be considered a masterpiece of a show. It's not like, a Breaking Bad kind of thing, like a very high rated show. It won't be one of them. It's just one of them ones that people are going to enjoy watching. Just kind of like, just something that people are going to enjoy watching. I don't think it'll ever get a massive following like shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, that to me are considered masterpieces of like television. It's not a family friendly show, but it isn't very graphic like shows like Walking Dead and Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, stuff like that. It's more of like a Lost, that kind of rating. So I'd say 15. Yeah, a certificate 15, like that kind of thing. Like, it's not going to be restricted, is it? In America, I think that's the highest one, like Walking Dead, stuff like that. So yeah, overall I'm giving the show 7 out of 10. And have you got a rating?
I think I'd give it an 8, so I really enjoy it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good show. It's not a perfect show, but hopefully it can improve with season 2, and hopefully the show leads me at a point where I do want to watch season 2, because if I get to the end of the season and I'm still a bit I won't be dying to watch season 2, but we'll see how that goes. And basically I just thought I'd do this review because it's been a while since I posted anything, and I don't like not posting. I still check like how many views I've got, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. It's a good show if you want something to watch whilst you're waiting for another show to commence. Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. It seems like forever till them shows are back, and Breaking Bad's starting again in a couple of days, which I cannot wait. The final half of the last season, so that should be brilliant. And so yeah, it's not up there with the best shows of all time, but I am enjoying it for the time being. Thank you for watching, and please check out my videos and please subscribe as well for my latest videos. Thank you.